It's been more than 3 decades since a Plattsburgh State student was murdered. And this morning, the killer of Don Svocak is still out there. But a new review of the evidence is helping police get closer to figuring out who they're looking for. WPTZ's Leanne Denyer reports in a story you'll only see on News Channel 5.
I can't believe that the secret really has stayed this long, that nobody has leaked anything.
Dawn was somebody's daughter, somebody's sister, somebody's niece.
The case we're referring to is a 1984 cold case of a homicide. It's unsolved. It's been 32 years. We are looking for any new information, looking for people out there who have information, who have been holding out for the right time.
As they have for 32 years, New York State Police and the Plattsburgh Police Department investigators are working together.
We're hoping that somebody has that information. We feel strongly that there is information out there
To figure out who killed her.
Dawn Svocak lived in the city of Plattsburgh.
She was a college student. She loved to dance, loved to party. I don't remember exactly when she first started coming around at the bar.
Connie Collins knew Dawn before she died. Dawn was last seen between 1:30 and 2:30 in the morning on August 17th at a downtown bar called Blair's.
There was a lot of drugs, a lot of partying. We were a rough crowd, and I know for a fact nobody wanted to say anything. Nobody wanted to talk to the police.
The hangout was tailored to the gay community.
I just think it was a tough time for gay people, and nobody really wanted to talk to anybody. We kind of had like our own little community where we felt safe.
Investigators say tension between police and the community at the time may have stopped some of Dawn's friends and other witnesses from speaking up. This is a copy of one of the original flyers Dawn's friends pasted around town in the hours after she disappeared. The originals remain with police as evidence. This case so far relies heavily on 3 pieces of evidence: a boot, a belt, and a knife.
The boot, the piece of belt, and the knife were found over on this side.
Lieutenant Scott Beebe tells us new reviews of the evidence and the timeline in which police collected it offer new ideas about what could have happened here. Dawn disappeared on August 17th. A local business owner says he found a lone boot in the alleyway near Blair's August 20th. He turns it into police on August 21st, bringing officers to the alley in search of more evidence, but they find nothing. But that wouldn't be the case for much longer.
Friends came up with a piece of the broken belt and the knife.
According to police, friends notified officers they had spotted additional items in the alleyway just hours after police found nothing there.
In reviewing all the reports, the information, we're confident that the City of Plattsburgh Police would have located that evidence during their search.
32 years later, investigators now believe someone planted some, if not all, of those items.
We strongly suspect that some or all that evidence was planted at that location to throw authorities off at the time during the search for her.
Dawn's case remained a missing person investigation for about a month. The search ended at a cornfield in Beekmantown when a farmer found Dawn's body, wearing the other boot and the belt found a month earlier. An autopsy showed Dawn died from blunt force trauma to the head.
Personally, I think it's somebody that knew her. I don't think it was a stranger. Willing to bet it might have been even somebody from that core group that hung at the bar on a regular basis.
Collins says she was there with friends the night Dawn vanished.
We were into things we didn't really want to be talking to the police, not so much that we knew what happened to Dawn, but we didn't want to be involved in other things.
But police would still like to talk to anyone who knows anything about this case. They hope someone names a suspect. Meanwhile, they are using DNA technology they didn't have in 1984.
All the evidence that has been collected during the course of the investigation is being resubmitted to the New York State Police Crime Lab.
Police hope with new tools, old evidence will bring new leads.
I have my suspicions on a few people.
Collins says she's grateful the city of Plattsburgh honored her friend by naming the alleyway in Dawn's honor in 2014. The place police will return to until this homicide is solved. In New York State, there is not a statute of limitations when it comes to homicide cases. Investigators say if and when they find their suspect, they plan to prosecute him or her fully, bringing justice to Dawn decades after her killing. In Plattsburgh, Leanne Denyer, WPTZ, News Channel 5.
This weekend is all about dad, and coming up, we'll tell you what one website says are the best places for working dads to live. Plus,
Courtney Pilipaitis is no longer with UVM, but she'll be back in Catamount Country soon. I'll tell you why, coming up on the Sports Desk.
Father's Day is tomorrow, and here's a little tidbit he may want to know about. So a new study came out, and the personal finance website Wallet Hub looked at all 50 states to find out which ones had the best environments for working dads. That's considering work-life balance, health conditions, financial well-being, and child rearing. It found the best state for working dads is Minnesota, followed by Connecticut, Vermont, Massachusetts, and New Jersey. The worst state for working dads? Nevada.